Hi, Rob here. Welcome back to Grammar for IELTS in the IELTS writing course. This lesson is about adverb clauses of condition, or most people know them as the conditionals. Something you learn quite early in your stages of learning English. In this lesson we will learn what an adverb clause of condition is, why you need to use them and when. So just a reminder, when we use an adverb clause, we are forming a complex sentence. And we need these to get a band 6 or more. Here's an example. If they find it difficult, you should help them. There's our conjunction, subordinating conjunction, our subject, and our finite verb. Okay? So, a complex sentence is a subordinate clause and an independent clause, or a dependent clause plus an independent clause. Clause is a subject and a verb. For example, if they find it difficult. Well, that's not a sentence on its own. You need more information. If they find it difficult, comma, don't forget the comma. There's our subject, verb and conjunction. We should help them. Now that's a complete sentence. It's a complex sentence. So, remember, this helps us to get a wide range of structures for an 8, 7 variety of complex structures, 6 mix of simple and complex sentence forms. So we need these for 6 and above. 5 is a limited range of structures. So why use them? Well, we need them in the speaking test a lot, really, and also in the writing test. When you talk about a real or possible situation and the result of that situation, so what happens next, it could be in the past, the present, or the future. And also when we speculate, so this is when we're looking into the future and imagining what could happen or would happen. If this happens, then this happens. Okay? So there's a condition, a situation, or a conditional situation, and the result or possible result. Okay? So we're going to use them in the task 2 and the essay. For example, if we encourage people to buy and install solar power, okay, possible situation, what's the result? Then we will burn less fossil fuels. If we teach children to behave well at home, they are more likely to be better citizens in the wider society. So these are both very possible, aren't they? We can also use them to talk about impossible situations, or obviously situations in the past and possible results in the past, although the past is past. So they're very helpful in the speaking test because when we talk about possibilities, there's lots to talk about. So in the speaking test and in the writing test, I would recommend that you use adverb clauses of contrast, condition, and cause and effect. That should say condition at the top there, by the way. How to form a conditional. Conditionals are used to talk about a situation and the consequence, the result. We've got 5 types. We've got a zero conditional. This is to talk about facts, truth, and common occurrences. If I get hungry, I eat something. So both using the present simple, which is used to talk about fact and truth. Then we've got the first conditional. If I get hungry, I will eat something. So possible situation and result. What would be the result of that? What is the result? What will be the result of that? Sorry. So these are very common. Now the second conditional is used for impossible, imagined, or highly unlikely situations with probable results. If I got hungry, I would eat something. Now you're talking about possibility. Okay? Now also remember, back to our sentence type 2, when we talked about type 3, when we talked about complex structures, remember that using would and could, may and might, and the other modal verbs is a complex structure. So when you use a second conditional, you're not only getting a good score for your using a complex sentence, but also you're talking about possibility, and you must use would, could, may and might, or should as well, sorry. So that's giving you a much better score. And when we talk about possibility, you're also helping to develop your argument, to support your opinion. Then we've got the third conditional. This is talking about past events or situations and how things that happened in the past or did not happen might have affected people or things. If I had got hungry, I would have eaten something. So again, this shows a much higher level of language, and people often struggle. They find this third conditional difficult, and the reason for that is that you can't hear it. People don't say, if I had got hungry, I would have eaten something. They say, if I'd got hungry, I would have eaten something. So everything's contracted. So you'll need to watch our lessons on listening and pronunciation to learn a bit more about that. So I wouldn't worry too much about using those, to be honest. But they exist, and you may well hear them or read them in the listening and reading test, so you need to know what they are. If I were you, my focus would be on the second conditional a bit more, because if you are asked in an essay to provide suggestions or ideas to support your arguments, then you can use this structure here. The mixed conditionals I don't really want to go into, but technically you can combine all of the ones before. You can combine half a zero and half of one, half one and half a second, but don't worry too much about that. If you're trying to get a super high score like an 8, then it could be worth spending more time studying that, but I wouldn't worry too much. We tend not to use them. You might use them more in the speaking test, these type 4 and type 5, but I wouldn't worry too much personally. There are more important things. There are easier things to learn and more important things, so there are better ways to spend your time. We don't just need to use if, we can use as long as, so long as, provided, providing, on the provision, on the condition. Only if and unless are slightly different. Unless means if not. So we will go to the beach unless it rains. We will go to the beach if it doesn't rain. Same meaning. So try to use a bit of a variety, and that will get you a better score, and you'll show the reader that you have a better level of English. So watch the other lessons on adverb clauses of contrast, cause and effect, and that's it. Have a great day. Thank you for your time.